Twin Kent. How are you, Kent?
Thank you, Mr. Jim. Coach, in the words of the Emperor Gaius Caesar, it is not important that they love us. It is only important that they fear us. On Saturday night, my words to North Texas State is this: be afraid, be very afraid. Because there are those out there that say the most dangerous animal out there is a wounded tiger. It's not a wounded tiger. The most dangerous animal is myself and my 91,000 co-LSU fans that have been without electricity, that have been without plumbing, and that have been without cable TV for the last week. We are the most dangerous person you can face. Coach, I joke around a lot, but I do want to say this. A couple of years ago, you, as our captain of our ship, led us through one of the most horrible times in the history of LSU, through Katrina. Coach, today, there's no person I'd rather have than you as the captain of my ship during all these difficult times of the people in Louisiana. My question to you, Coach, is Danny McCray has been injured. What will that do to affect the rotation of the nickel and dime rotation as far as our defensive backs go? Thank you very much for all your help, and thank you for being coach at LSU.
Thank you, Ken. You're unbelievably entertaining. I want you to know he needs to have his own little piece of the show.
Well, he certainly could. Yeah, maybe we should do a whole segment with him.
I agree with you. Next week. Danny McCray's injury, hopefully.
Good advice. All right, and next we got Kent, one of the evil twins from Baton Rouge. Kent, what you got for us tonight?
Coach, first of all, I want to say happy birthday to your wife. I understand she has a birthday on Sunday.
Coming up.
That's right. Coach, you're a gentleman, but I'm not. In 72 hours, we're going to serve revenge coal. Coach, right now I know exactly how Chief Sitting Bull felt like with his Cheyenne Indians surrounding General Custer at the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Coach, to Auburn I say, you can run, we will catch you. You can hide, we will find you. To Auburn I say, there's nothing that can protect you from the butt whipping for which you are about to receive. Your toilet paper cannot protect you. Your war chickens cannot protect you. And your cheating officials cannot protect you. Somebody's butts get whipped on Saturday, and it's not going to be ours, Kimosabe.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
Hey,
Coach, let us play the game.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Hey, you know what Custer said at the Little Bighorn, don't you?
No. Coach,
where all these Indians come from.
Coach, I know you can't specifically talk about individual recruits, but I do want to ask you overall, how do you feel that recruiting is going? And specifically, what areas are you concerned with most filling and creating depth for your team?
I think I agree with you. Recruiting is going very well. I think the class that we have tendered at this point is a real quality one.
Be last because nobody can follow him, and so we've got the evil twin with us back tonight.
Thank you. Coach, first of all, I want to say happy birthday to my homeboy back here, Jerry Middleton, who's been to every one of your coaches' shows since it's been here at Walk-Ons. Right.
Way to go, Jerry. Round of applause for Jerry and anybody else who's been to every one of these coaches' shows.
Coach, I want to tell you this. I joke around a lot with you. But you know what? When I was a kid, I used to love the movie The Wizard of Oz. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her friends went searching for knowledge. They went searching for heart, and they went searching for courage. And when they talked to the Wizard of Oz, he said, I can't give you those things, because you had them all along, because you proved them by your journey. Well, last Saturday night, I think I can speak for most of my LSU Padres back here and say that our coaching staff and our team don't have to go to the Emerald City and ask the Wizard of Oz for character, because they had it in them all along. And I'm going to tell you another thing. 4 years ago when they hired you, there was a lot of national media people that didn't say a lot of nice things about you. And there was a lot of people out there in the national media and our SEC opponents that were talking about the decline of LSU football. And you know, for the last 4 years, they've been ignoring LSU and they've been ignoring the facts. Well, you know what, Coach? After 4 years, it's kind of hard to ignore the 500-pound gorilla with the 2 crystal footballs that have been whipping your butt for the last 4 years. And it's about time that you get the credit you deserve, Coach. Coach, I have a question about Trenton Holiday. Now I've seen him a couple of times in the last game. It didn't go too well. But on offense, we haven't seen him a whole lot. Do you plan to work him into the offense any in the next couple of weeks?
We have
Coach, you're a gentleman, but I'm not. And I think I speak for most fans when I say I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Week in and week out, we have to put up with the media talking another team to the national championship. First, they talked about USC. Well, they had to scratch that thought last week. Then they said, no, it's Georgia. They had to scratch that idea too. Then it's Florida. No, it's not Florida after all. Coach, these people remind me of the National Weather Center. 2 weeks before the hurricane's gonna land, they give us a cone from Brownsville, Texas, all the way to Miami, Florida. Isn't it easier just to say, we just don't know where it's gonna go? Coach, there are people that talk the talk. There are people that walk the walk. All I'm gonna tell you is, I'm not a smart man, but I can count to 2, and I know 1 + 1 crystal footballs equals 2. Coach, most got none, some got 1, but only one's got 2. That's LSU. And with Mr. Lee, we gonna have 3.
There you go. Now you see why.
Coach, one of my favorite players on the team is Terrence Tolliver from Texas, the Triple T. And what I want to know is, we haven't seen a lot of him in the first part of the season, but we did notice that he started the last game. I want to know, how is his development going along and what kind of play?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have for you the world famous Kent, the evil twin. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. Coach, you're a warm and sensitive gentleman, but I'm not. A couple of years ago, LSU defeated Florida at Tiger Stadium, and Chris Leak and their coach left the field crying. Last year, Timmy Tebow and his coach lost again, and they left the field crying again. A couple of weeks ago, they lost to Ole Miss, and their coach and Timmy Tebow left the field crying again. So they gave this announcement a couple of weeks ago. It was very warm and emotional, telling the Gator faithful that they would not let them down again because they were emotionally distraught. How touching, how feeling, how disgusting. Coach, this is not the Oprah Winfrey Show. We don't give a damn about your feelings. Coach, this is about SEC football. And my message to the Florida Gators is this. You need to bring your Kleenex to the game, because I tell you what, you need to stuff it in your pants, because when we skull drug your butt around the field, you're going to need it. Coach, all I have to say is, emotionalism is one thing, but butt kicking is another. And I tell you what, on this weekend, LSU will take care of business. There will be no emotionalism this weekend. It's going to be nothing but football this weekend. Coach, I have a couple of questions for you. We have questions. First of all, we know we have a couple of players out. Mr. Alexander was out for a couple of weeks. We also had Mr. Beckwith out a couple of weeks and Ricky Jean a couple of weeks. How are they doing this week as far as practicing?
I think you look forward to seeing a lot of Charles Alexander, in my opinion, a lot of Derry Beckwith. And Ricky Jean was in pads today and, practiced. And, I'm not really certain how that's come out.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, Kent. There you go. And up to the mic. And now I believe that we've got Mo from Baton Rouge. Is that right? Mo, welcome to the show.
You demonstrate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the evil twin. How are you?
Coach, to the naysayers, to the chicken littles, to the opponents out there in radio land, you know who you are. Coach, true character is never revealed in good times. It's only revealed in bad times. But you know what, Coach? For the last 4 years, you've demonstrated your character, because we haven't had a lot of disappointing losses. When we did have disappointing losses, Coach, you demonstrated your character because you grabbed the bull by the horns and you made difficult decisions. It's a mathematical fact. You've never been beaten twice at LSU 2 times in a row while you're here. That's a mathematical fact. And they can't question the character of my football team, because you know what? My football team last year won a national championship with difficulty. And this year they almost beat Florida this time with coming back in this game. And they also came back against Auburn. Coach, I feel very confident in quoting General George Patton. Lord, help my enemies, for I will have none. Coach, I have another quote. Come Saturday, from Evil Twin, this is my quote. Saturday night, they're going to rename the LSU Tigers the Colonel, because we're going to do chicken right. Coach, I have a general question for you. Following every game, what is the evaluation process that you go through with individuals, groups, and teams for your team to evaluate their play on Saturday, and what do you do throughout the week to implement any changes?
First of all, we meet 11:30 on Sunday and get church in, and then right about 11:30, the special teams coaches and myself meet and go over special teams till about 1. Then generally I go defense till about 3, and then offense till about 5. And I've seen every snap. I've talked to every coach. I've been through every scenario, suggested calls, and talked about strategies. And then, so we know where we're at. We review personnel.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man whose quote I used a moment ago. Here's the evil twin.
Thank you, Coach. The evil twins are like gypsies in the palace. We got 2 national championship coaches. Mr. Paul Dietzel sitting in our booth over here.
Yep.
Coach, you're still a gentleman, and I'm still not. I got stuff to say. Coach, following Gainesville, the Three Stooges from the four-letter network said it was over. The naysayers, the Chicken Littles all said it was over. But Coach, it wasn't over then. It wasn't over now. Coach, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
No.
Was it over when the Japanese attacked us at the Alamo?
No.
Was it over when the Brazilians attacked us at the Battle of New Orleans? Coach, it's not over till the LSU fans say it's over. It's not over till Les Miles says it's over. It's not over till Jim Hawthorne says, holy cow, Tigers win, Tigers win. Coach, somebody better call Peter, because somebody's Bulldog's getting his butt beat on Saturday. Coach, I have a question.
Before you go on, I just want you to know, I thought I was in the movie Animal House there for a while.
Coach,
when he was giving that, that spirited, here we go.
That's right.
Coach, I was on a roll and my audience was drunk. Just making sure you're paying attention, Coach. Coach, Jackson and Johnson on the defensive line. Normally, they play defensive end. But this game, they played defensive tackle. Very good result. Do we expect to see that in the near future and continuing?
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity to get our fastest guys on the field. And to be honest with you, they can play the run from there as well. I mean, they're obviously very talented defenders. And, I think you can look forward for us to use that style of substitute.
Taylor, thank you. All right, well, here now is our man Kent, the evil twin. Kent, good to see you, buddy.
Coach, I'm really not going to be a gentleman tonight. Coach, if you live life long enough, you will experience the ridiculous. And this week, me and my twin brother experienced the ridiculous. We had two Tulane fans talking smack. Now, Coach, they were talking like they were relevant or something. Tulane, to your fans out there that are talking smack, there aren't a lot of you out there, so you know who you are. First of all, you have not been relevant since President Theodore Roosevelt's been in the White House. Tulane, you're like Poland. Oh, yes, you have good food and good culture, but for hundreds of years you've been getting your butt whipped east and west by invading armies over and over and over again. Not because you're relevant, but because you're in the damn way. Tulane, our message to you is this. Don't feel good about yourself, but on Saturday night, when you getting your butt whipped by LSU, it's not because you're relevant. It's because you're in the damn way. I have a question, Coach.
You're awesome.
It's not about world geography or world history. Coach, I have a policy. I want to ask you, what is your policy on changing players' positions? Obviously, when you recruit players, they come in as one position, and you may decide, or they may decide, they need to transfer to another position. What is your policy on that, whether it's your idea or their idea? And also, what about this particular year? Do you have any plans toward changing any player's position this year?
The policy, generally speaking, is what we recruit them at. We're going to start them there, and it's generally an opportunity for them to see the field quicker and to help their team. And it goes with a meeting with the head coach and what do you think? And if they say I don't see it, then they would not give their heart and they would not be as good as they were capable of being. And yet, if they say, you know, I do see it, and it's something I've given thought to, then it becomes an easy move. Their transition mentally is easier, and they contribute much quicker. So that's generally the position. Seldom do I have to press to have them change positions. Generally speaking, they see what we see, and they want to help the team, and they want to play. And so that doesn't become a real issue. You know, there are some guys that you think about, you know, changing positions with, but none at this point that I think are, you know, a key piece to, you know, this season certainly, or maybe even this spring.
Ken, thank you. Terrific as always. And thanks to everybody for stepping up to the mic. Come out and be with us next week, and you can be a part. I appreciate it very much. And now if everybody is ready, pay attention. Pay attention, because here is the evil twin.
Wait a minute. You need to set this up as a, you know, the basic industry segment. You know, this is
starring the evil twin.
This is the evil twin segment.
Well, it is now. Go have at it, buddy.
Coach, you're still a gentleman, and this week I'm definitely not. Coach, all I have to say is, on behalf of all the ditch diggers that talk funny out there, of course I understand why Nick Saban doesn't understand us very well, because where I'm come from, your word is supposed to be your bond, and what's supposed to come out your mouth is supposed to be the truth. So, Coach, all I'm going to say is this. 230 years ago, to this very day, Benedict Arnold
I remember this.
sold himself to the enemy to the east, the British. And Coach, he lied, he cheated, and he stabbed the American army in the back. But you know what, Coach? All I have to say is this. History judged him for what he was, because you know what? What we found out, he could have been the greatest general of all time, but all he ended up was being a big red goat. So all I have to say to Nick Saban is this. I don't care what comes out your mouth, Nick Saban, because if you look like a goat, and you talk like a goat, and you act like a goat, you a damn red goat. And Coach, on Saturday night, my 91,000 purple and gold LSU fans are going to welcome Nick Saban to the wrong side of history. Thank God we have a coach with character, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Coach, I have a question. Stephen really had a great ball game. How is he progressing, and can we expect to see more of him later this year?
He really has had a great game. He had 5 carries, averaged 10 yards plus a carry, got in the end zone, and he's really maturing. We're grooming him. We think it's possible he may see some action even in this game. So he's coming.
All right, thank you. And listen, we urge you all question segment and give us great momentum heading into the weekend. Here's Kent, the evil twin. How are you, buddy?
Kent.
Coach, all I have to say is, you know, to the Chicken Littles, to the people that are a little bit down, and mainly to the naysayers, all I have to say is, Coach, everybody here needs a big dose of perspective. In 1992, my brother, Evil Twin 2, myself, and Big Ragu traveled 9 hours to Fayetteville, Arkansas. Our team had 2 wins and 8 losses. We had no chance for a bowl victory, no chance for a bowl game. We thought we could win. Man, were we dumb. We arrived at the stadium and we were on row 1. And there's 1 inch of ice on our stadium seat. We can't sit down. It gets worse. Arkansas violates the Geneva Convention. They haul out a tiger cage, and in it they got a 500-pound hog named Big Red. It gets worse. They're feeding the hog yams. Ladies and gentlemen, the hog played the Arkansas fight song every time the Arkansas scored a touchdown, and they pistol whipped us 35-0 at halftime. Coach, this year our team is 6-3. We have a winning record. We have a top 20 team. We have a team that if it wins will go to a New Year's Day bowl. This year we have a coach, and he's sitting right here, that has won not one 10 wins in a row, but 2 in a row. It will be 4 times in a row if he does it this year. Now, that's a fact. So let me give you some perspective. Out there in Division I land, those Division I teams, 90% of them, their goal is to have our season this year. And all I'm going to say is, in Fayetteville, Arkansas in 1992, I prayed to God for 2 things. One was fresh air, and the second thing I prayed for was a winning program. And thanks to you, Coach, I smiled every day this week. You know why? Because I got my prayers answered. I got you as my coach.
Thank you. Ken, thank you.
Coach, I have a question. Charles Alexander